Good evening, folks. Today is Thursday, the 14th of January, 2016. It is 5:30 in the evening. We are the Newmarket School Board having a brief special meeting to consider changes made to our warrant for this annual meeting, 2016. At the table are all of the members, with the exception of Al Zink. Al is on the phone with us from remote, and as I call the meeting to order, I would invite a motion first to exercise our option under policy to include Al. Al does not, as an electronic member today, does not represent an element of quorum. We have all four members otherwise, so the quorum exists. And so long as Al isn't needed to make the quorum, he can join us electronically, and then we can record his votes along with the rest of ours on the warrant. So I seek a motion to authorize the inclusion of Al electronically.
So moved.
Second.
On a motion from Ms. Shelton, second from Ms. McKinney, is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Then we're unanimous on that, and we'll include Al. So in front of us now is the most recent version of the warrant that was provided to us yesterday or earlier today. Folks have seen it. Article number 1, we don't need to pass muster on. That's simply the officers being elected. That's the election warrant, or the election portion of the warrant. What's that?
Okay.
Yep. Article number 2.
Should we just read through it so people know?
Oh, yeah, so for
Yeah.
the following officers are open for election. We have the moderator open for 1-year term, school district clerk open for 1-year term, school district treasurer for 1-year term, and we have 2 seats on the school board. 2 members are up for 3-year terms each. So that will be the top of your ballot, your school ballot, when you see it. Remind folks, since they're watching, that the balloting is March 8th, Tuesday, March 8th. The polls will be open from 7 in the morning to 7 at night, and we'll be voting at the Newmarket Junior Senior High School Gymnasium this year. So the ballot will hold Article number 2, or at least as we go forward to the deliberative session. Article number 2 is the operating budget. We've considered this here. I don't have to read it to you. The public will hear it. They heard it at the public hearing, and they'll hear it again at the deliberative. But it is an operating budget proposed at $16,847,926, with a default budget set at $16,895,184. The Budget Committee may yet adjust that number because the proposed number is theirs, and they they will take this up on Tuesday night coming, the 19th, and will make any adjustments that they might propose. If they do change it, we have the opportunity to reconsider our recommendation. But for now, I'd seek a motion to recommend the article as written.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Ms. McKinney, a second from Mr. Kennison. Any discussion? All those in favor, then, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Then we are 5-0 unanimous, registering on that article. Article number 3, then, is the collective bargaining agreement. That's statutorily prescribed language. All 3 years are Sanbornized, $249,259 in year 1, $292,154 in year 2, $296,175 in year 3, raising $249,259 for the coming year. The tax impact is estimated and is included here. I seek a motion to recommend this article as presented.
So moved.
Second.
On a motion from Ms. Shelton, a second from Ms. McKinney, is there any discussion? Then all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We are 5-0 unanimous on Article 3. We had the discussion the other night in our meeting about Article 4, which is language that would authorize the board to call a special meeting if the teacher article is defeated. It would create the opportunity for us to go back to the teachers' union, renegotiate, come back with new terms, and then call for a special meeting. This just shows good faith with our good faith in regard to our effort to help pass a successor contract for our teachers. And the board had consensus the other night to go ahead and include. right now, I seek a motion to recommend this article as presented.
So moved.
Second.
On a motion from Mr. Kennison, a second from Ms. Shelton, is there any discussion? Then all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? We are 5-0 unanimous on Article 4. Article 5 is not a money article, but it is authorizing the school board to convey a portion of our land behind the elementary school and to accept in exchange a conveyance of land to the district in that same general area. Mr. Kennison spoke to this the other night. It is with a relationship with the Durrell Woods Association, I think, that we would carry this out. And it has no tax impact, but the language has been approved by our lawyer, actually written by the lawyer, and Durrell Woods seems to be in agreement, and so we seek a motion to move forward this article with our recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Ms. McKinney, a second from Mr. Kennison. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hear any opposition? Then we are 5-0 unanimous on Article 5. Article 6 is a land purchase that has been discussed, was discussed at the public hearing. We seek to purchase and have a purchase and sales agreement currently with the owners of a piece of property at 239 South Main Street, which abuts along a significant stretch of the elementary school property and has additional curb cut or frontage, I should say, on South Main Street. Great benefit to the school district with regard to the elementary school and the things that we might do with that facility moving forward. The language seeks to appropriate the sum of $169,610 for the purchase and authorizes withdrawal from the Expansion of School Facilities Capital Reserve Fund $71,400 to make that purchase so that the balance of $98,210 will have to be raised in taxes at an tax impact of 14 cents per thousand on your property valuation. The article has been reviewed by our attorney, as again was discussed at the public hearing the other night. I seek a motion to recommend it as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Kennison, a second from Ms. McKinney. Any discussion?
Was that one rewritten to make more clear where the monies were coming from?
It was. Let me, well, part of his, I might as well name, Amy Thompson she and I kind of went back and forth with talking about a particular adjustment, and that is included. So the language says, we had to leave the first sentence or the first line alone, vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $169,610 for the purchase of property, comma, at a price not to exceed that amount, comma, at 239 South Main Street. And then we took out the word further that was concerning to folks. It no longer says and further authorize, it simply says and authorize the withdrawal. So we addressed both of those questions that came up at the public hearing.
Good, okay.
Any other discussion? Excellent. Then on a motion from Mr. Kennison, a second from Ms. McKinney, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Then we are 5-0 unanimous on Article 6.
What I would say is, when we discuss this for the next couple of weeks before the deliberative, that we keep reminding people that that the only sum that we are trying to raise is $98,000.
This is 98,000, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So one of the biggest reasons, folks that are watching at home, that we are here tonight is that Article 7 is a new article that came about as a result of our conversation with the Budget Committee at the public hearing on Monday night. So I'm going to read it. Article 7 reads as follows. Shall the school district vote to discontinue the construction of a new school building and renovation of existing school buildings for Fire and Life Safety Code Compliance Capital Reserve Fund created in 2012? Should be a question mark there. Said funds with accumulated interest to date of withdrawal in the approximate amount of $3,236.53 are to be transferred to the school district's general fund surplus. Recommended by the school board, et cetera. Estimated tax impact is 0. The only thing that I wonder is, do we want to do we want to parenthetically put dual purpose? Because people know it as that.
I think that might clarify things.
Would that help? You'd
I
stick,
think it does.
you think it would help?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So right after code compliance, put parentheses dual purpose,
Because-
end parentheses capital reserve fund.
Yeah, people might look at it and say they're gonna close down the new school.
Yeah, they're not going to understand
Yeah.
what that one is, but dual purpose will help for a good many people. So, for folks listening, we're taking the dual purpose fund through which dollars have been added and expended to do the fire and life safety work that we've done over the last 3 cycles, the last 3 years at the junior, senior high school. And it carries a balance of about $3,200, and that will simply be liquidated and added to the general fund, and it'll go back to offset taxes in the next cycle. So I seek a motion to recommend as amended.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Ms. McKinney, a second from Ms. Shelton. Any discussion? All those in favor then, please say aye.
aye.
Any opposition? Then we are unanimous on Article 7, 5-0. The last warrant article is a new article that was discussed the other night at the public hearing. I think it's worth reading this just briefly. Shall the school district vote to establish a capital reserve fund under the provisions of RSA 35:1 to be known as the School Construction and Renovation Capital Reserve Fund for the purpose of funding new construction and the renovation of school buildings, including necessary costs of architectural and engineering / plans and the construction costs for additions and renovations or new facilities for the school district, and to raise and appropriate up to $150,000 to be placed in this fund, with that sum to come from any June 30th, 2016 fund balance available for transfer on July 1, and further to name the school board as agents to expend from this fund. Estimated tax impact of this article is 0 because it's already been raised. It's only coming out of the operational surplus, the fund balance. This we talked about at the public hearing and at our last school board meeting, $150,000 into a new capital reserve fund to be used for the purposes of carrying us forward through the pre-bond phase so that we can do the engineering work and the estimating, et cetera, to be able to bring a proposal, multiple proposals for consideration and discussion by the community with regard to a scope and a concept and a budget estimate so that we can continue to work forward with our facilities conversation. So any discussion about that before we move?
Yeah, this is probably a nitpick that you talk about to be used July 1st.
Yep.
In the previous sentence, you said ending June 30th, 2016. Should we say to be used July 1st, 2016?
Yep.
Probably
Absolutely.
a nitpick.
No, that's great. No reason not to, no reason why we shouldn't add that. Okay, anything else? Then I seek a motion to recommend as amended.
So moved.
Second.
On a motion from Ms. McKinney, a second from Mr. Kennison, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposition? Then we're unanimous on Article 8, 5-0. Al's done this before. Either that or he's really listened to it when somebody else has done it, because he's kicking it. This is awesome.
Well, it's easy when you're sitting here looking at a sunset over the beaches as well.
Al, we've nominated you for chair.
Amen. All right, so that takes care of the warrant. Anything else that, or action items that you folks needed from us tonight with regard to the warrant of the annual meeting?
Nope, because I'll make the changes, and then on the 21st, after the budget committee, you guys will, can either revote, and then you'll be signing on the 21st, because we'll have to publish it on the 22nd.
Right,
Right,
so
and-
Al, if you didn't catch that, Christine just said she'll move this forward to the budget committee. They're going to meet on the 19th. When we meet in our regular meeting on the 21st, that Thursday night, if they changed anything that made us want to change our recommendations, we have that option before it actually gets posted on the wall.
Okay.
And you're gonna fix it now and send it to them right now? All right, good.
Dave, we had an email from Dave Foltz. I don't know if everybody got that. Dave's the chair of the budget committee. He didn't know we were going to have this meeting, so he was concerned about when and how we were going to get all of these recommendations moved forward to them. So he'll be pleased when he gets this amended document with our recommendations, so. Anything else for this meeting or for the community? All right. Then I seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Kennison,
Second.
Bye, Al.
Kim Shelton.
See ya.
Thank you, sir. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And we are out at 5:45.